Hey guys, so the finale for Yuri on Ice just aired. I can't remember the last time I watched an anime as it came out. I think it was the first season of Sailor Moon Crystal. I was a hardcore anime fan back in like the early 2000s, and I haven't really kept up with new releases since, but I started seeing a lot of hype for this series online, and my students also really wanted me to watch it because they're really into it. Yeah, since I haven't watched a brand new anime in ages, I thought I would jump up here and do a review for it. So the first episode of Yuri on Ice starts off pretty quiet. There's not a ton of action in it, and it's kind of just establishing the main character Yuri and where he's at in life. So he starts out as kind of a world-class skater from the Japanese team who has kind of been dishonored or shamed in a way because he had kind of a failure moment where he seized up and just couldn't perform. And also in this first episode, we're introduced to Yuri's idol, Victor. Victor is a few years older than him, and Yuri has always looked up to him as he is a really famous skater. Yuri idolizes him so much that he even named his dog after him. Well, then Victor shows up at Yuri's family's business, which is an onsen, and offers to become Yuri's coach for the coming season. So everyone really shipped Yuri and Victor from the get-go, and it wasn't quite clear if it was going to become a thing or not, because this anime was not really marketed like yaoi or shonen ai or boys love or anything like that. And I think that was something that was really great about this anime actually, was that the story in it stood on its own, and the two main characters were not sort of the stereotype you would see in shonen ai. So I think this series was kind of groundbreaking in that way because it became so popular, and also because it wasn't a boys love anime, but it happens to have gay characters in it. So I really appreciated that, and I thought that added a lot more enjoyment to the series. So there's a technique of animation called rotoscoping that is used in this series for all of the skating scenes. Rotoscoping, if you didn't know, is when an animator references or traces off a live action video. So don't mistake that for cheating, because a good animator still needs to take into account everything that needs to go into that animation, such as the character models. So the reference video doesn't necessarily look like the character, so everything they're drawing they have to change to be anatomically correct to the character, and then track all of those details throughout the entire sequence that they're animating. So I wasn't too sure how I would feel about that in the series, and there were a couple parts where it wasn't done very well, but for the most part it looked really, really good, and I was kind of like dazzled by all of the skating scenes, and I really didn't expect to like them because I don't really care for skating. When I first heard of this series, I thought it looked like the silliest thing ever. I couldn't believe there was an anime coming out about figure skating, but I ended up loving it. And there's an episode later kind of in the series, I think it's like the third last one of the season, where there's no skating, and I was really disappointed. And then the next episode there's way too much skating, and so I thought the episodes were the best when there was like one or two skating performances, and then the rest was more like character interaction and story. I really liked the drawing style and the backgrounds for the most part. I thought overall the series is very appealing looking. Yuri and Victor grow a lot throughout the first season, which was so fun to watch, and especially seeing their relationship develop. The original manga artist said that she started working on this story because she wanted to explore this relationship between an athlete and a coach. And Yuri and Victor both develop so much as people as they get to know each other and work with each other. One of the secondary characters I really loved was Yurio, and he is that like bad boy, mean guy kind of archetype character, and he's just so aggressive. We get to hear his thoughts a lot of the times when he's skating, and it actually really cracked me up sometimes. And even though he had such an aggressive personality, his skating performances ended up being the most beautiful, I thought. When it first became apparent that Victor and Yuri were flirting with each other, I think a lot of us assumed that Yuri was like the submissive one and Victor would be the dominant one, but by the end of the series it's pretty clear that the roles have reversed, especially after Yuri has taken on his Eros persona for his performance. As for the music in the anime, there's a lot of classical pieces, there's like instrumental pieces for all the figure skating performances. The opening and ending I liked pretty well. They're definitely not like my new favorite anime opening or endings. Overall, I really enjoyed this season of this series. I really hope there's another season to come, and it it doesn't take like 2 or 3 years for it to come out. I really couldn't wait every single week for a new episode to come out. I couldn't wait to see what happened, and I didn't expect that at all. So I recommend this series for sure, and I am planning on rewatching it soon actually because I'm going into withdrawal. So if you guys watch this series, let me know what you thought of it down below in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.